Govind Damodar Madhaveti, Govind Damodar Madhaveti. Hey Krishna, hey Yadav, hey Saketi, Govind Damodar Madhaveti.
The last process is called bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is called the yoga of love. This yoga is independent of the other three. But the other three yogas, meaning karma yoga, jnana yoga, and the mystic yoga process, will not be able to be successful without taking help of bhakti. So bhakti is said to be supreme. What is bhakti yoga? Bhakti yoga comprises primarily of 9 activities. Shravanam, which means to hear transcendental subject matter. Kirtan, to speak about transcendental subject matter. And then Vishnu Smaranam, that after hearing and speaking, then remembrance will come. Padasevanam, to worship the lotus feet of the Lord. It should be stated at this point that in Bhakti Yoga, a very distinctive aspect of Bhakti Yoga is the understanding of the identity of the living entity and the distinct identity of a Supreme Lord. Then from Padasevanam is Archanam, which means to worship the Lord. You see in many temples in India and around the world where you have the deity form of the Lord and He's worshipped with great pomp, awe and reverence. But even more than being worshipped with awe and reverence is to worship with love. So Vandanam, offering prayers to the Lord. Dasyam, accepting oneself as a servant. Sakyam, becoming a friend. And last, Atma Nivedanam, offering your soul in full surrender to the Lord. Of these 9 processes, then Kirtan, chanting, is said to be supreme. That it's stated that by this chanting, then one is able to receive in a very short time what would take many, many years to receive through karma, through jnana, and through the mystic process. So what is this chanting? This chanting is called mantra meditation. Ma means mind, and tra means relief. That by mantra meditation, one gets relief from stress, strain, anxiety. And by mantra meditation, the mind is relieved of this material world and achieves liberation. So there are many mantras in the material world. Here in India, you have people, if you get bitten by a snake, you can go to them and they can chant mantras by which you can be relieved. Also in Africa, we also have mantras for different illnesses. But the mantras that we chant are mantras for spiritual enlightenment. And of all these mantras, it's stated that topmost is called the Maha-Mantra. Maha means great, and as I said before, mantra means that which gives relief. So this Maha-Mantra is very simple. All of you, or at least most people, would have heard Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's stated that these 16 syllables are the most easy way of achieving self-realization in this age. This age is called Kali Yuga, and this Kali Yuga means the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. It's stated that in this age, it is like an ocean of faults. There's so many problems. It is so difficult to practice spirituality. But this age has one redeeming factor, that simply by doing mantra meditation, one can achieve the supreme goal very, very quickly. By this mantra meditation, then one becomes very peaceful. All the stress, all the strain of the world, one is able to transcend them and be beyond it. How to be within this world, but not touched by the troubles and the anxieties of the world. So, in this mantra meditation, it fulfills all desires. There's a verse in the Vedas. It says, Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Puna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatvam Nama Namino. that Nam Chintamani Krishna, that this name, it's a desire stone, that it can fulfill all desires. Whatever material desires you have, very easily can be fulfilled by this name. Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa, and it is full of all spiritual emotions, sweet loving moods of love of God. Chaitanya Rasa Puna Shuddho, it is full. Shuddho, it is always pure. Puna Shuddho Nitya Mukto, and it's always beyond the influence of material time and space. Abhinatvam Nama Namino, that just as the Supreme is supremely powerful, omniscient, in the same way, His name is supremely powerful and omniscient. But there's a speciality of the name, that the name is even more merciful than the Supreme Himself. We do not have contact with the Supreme so easily, but through His elements. But He comes fully empowered in His name. So by chanting this name, all one's material desires are fulfilled, but much more than that, all one's spiritual desires are fulfilled. It's stated that if you can have gold, why go for iron? For the same amount of energy that you put to acquire gold, diamond, why then go for metal that is not so valuable? So there's one story to describe the glories of the name. That once there was a young boy and he was walking in the forest. He got tired and he stopped by a tree and he sat down. Then he was thinking, oh, I'm very thirsty. I'd like some nice, cool water. And then he looked to his right and then he saw a very beautiful stream. He went there and took some water and satisfied his thirst. Then he was thinking, oh, I'm hungry. I've not eaten anything all day. And then he looked to the left and he saw a sumptuous vegetarian meal. He went and he ate to his full satisfaction. Then he went down back to the tree and he was sitting and he was thinking, what would happen if a lion would come and devour me? And immediately, a lion came and devoured him. How did all this happen? How did he get the water? How did he get the food? How was the lion appearing? All these by his thoughts. It's explained that he was sitting under a mystical tree called a Kalpa Vriksha tree. In the transcendental world, it's described that the trees there, they fulfill desires. They're called Kalpa Vriksha trees. He was sitting under one of those trees. And these names that we're giving you in this mantra meditation is like this. It fulfills all desires. But, said, better you desire that for self-realization. Because if you desire material things, we'll get caught up in the actions and reactions of this world and will be devoured by material time. So, I'm sitting here on the bank of the Ganges. And this place is a most special place. It's called Navadvip. In this place, the Ganges is flowing and is supplying supreme mercy. It is stated that just by taking bath in this particular part of the Ganges, then self-realization not only is awoken within the heart, but self-realization runs after that person. So in this place, there's a mantra which is come. And this mantra is especially meant for this age of quarrel and hypocrisy. This mantra is called Nitai Gauranga. That the Maha-Mantra of 16 syllables, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is a supreme mantra. But even more merciful than this Maha-Mantra are the names Nitai and Gauranga. What is the source of these names? Nitai. What is the source of the name? Gauranga. Gauranga means golden formed one. And it's a name for Krishna. But it is a name for Krishna who's coming in his most merciful manifestation. That when you chant the names of Krishna, that there may be some mistakes made. And due to these mistakes, then there may be some time in getting result. But when you chant the name Gauranga, no matter what mistakes you make, then these mistakes are not taken into account, but Gauranga comes to shower you. And even more merciful than the name Gauranga is Nitai. Nitai is his brother. And when you think of the last limit of munificence, the last limit of magnanimity, the last limit of compassion in the Supreme, then that is Nittai. And when you combine the two, Nittai Gauranga, then it means be eternally happy, be eternally blissful, and be eternally blessed. Hare Krishna, Nittai Gauranga.
Hey